Greetings and thank you for joining me here for another beautiful day on the Gulf. The Bayou Gold Guy, and this is going to be part 2 of the GoldBay paydirt bundle. This is the spot price gram bag, so I'm going to do that one and compare to what we get compared to the 1 gram chunky bag that I got 1.3 grams from. So we'll do a pretty abbreviated version of this one, I think, probably because I'm expecting just pretty much fine gold for the most part in it, but you never know, we'll see. So without further ado, let us go to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, this table, and look and see what we've got. Once again, this came in a bubble wrap bag, and it was a paydirt bundle. So we had 2 bags. One was the last video I just did, the chunky bag, and the second one was about half the size of that one. This was about 3.5 pounds of dirt, almost 4, and this is a little over 2 pounds, but it's same thing, heat sealed, and looks pretty much like the other dirts did. So maybe not as many big rocks as the chunky bag had in it. So we'll let's see, get this out of the way, get this opened up and see. So yeah, I paid $117.95 for both of these 1 gram bags together, which comes out to basically $59 a bag whenever I bought these. And at that day, the gold price was $56.95 a gram. So already it's looking at a good ROI just on the straight up the value of gold for the value that you're getting out of the dirt the day it was bought. So yes, it's looks like typical dry. That last dirt was very dry that I had, that I did from on the chunky bag. Yeah, this one seems to have definitely smaller, not as big of the river stones as that other did, which is good because it was so much filler. But for the kind of gold we're expecting to really see out of this, this is pretty much just the same version of filler, but a smaller size, because I don't expect to see anything in any of this size range. But that remains to be seen. So we'll check it out. I'm going to run it through the 1/4 inch classifier just to get it down to a manageable size. Like I said, all this is just filler. So we got that, and the rest of that there. I'm not going to run through the strainer, the kitchen strainer size. We're going to just go with that. So let's get our old dingy Doris got her a facelift. The rust was getting in my way since she got recruited to gold from kitchen duty. It's been a little rough on her out dealing with the stuff. So she got a little bit of makeover there, and she's all good. So then, of course, we had our surfactant, jet dry substitute, whatever you choose to use. I like the great value version because it's about half the price of regular jet dry, and it does the same job. So let's go ahead and knock these out real quick here and see what we probably already know for sure here. I guess I could have gone ahead and filled up the Garrett there. I've been using it quite a bit the last 2. That one video I did for Paystreak, where I did all of it through the sluice, super sluice, and only lost. I had a couple of little pieces to recover from it, so it really did good on a 7 pounds of pretty nothing this size in it. It was pretty fine dirt. If you see that video a couple of videos ago. So that's the, I'm even just showing this in the event that there might be something in the bottom of that to catch me by surprise on this. Because if I'm not recording it, then that's where it would be. That's when it would be there. All right, let's see what the pan shows us, and it shows us that yes, there is nothing but filler in that. So we're going to start off by knocking out about that much of this, because like I said, I'm expecting to be fine stuff. And yeah, you can see, I mean, like I said, it's dry. It's got some pretty little stuff in the kitchen strainer. Would have gotten that out, but like I said, we're just going to go with it. Let's let me see here. There was actually a surprising amount of magnetics in that last GoldBay. That actually, I got some water dipped in here, so this is going to be sticking. But yeah, you can see, I mean, for GoldBay, it doesn't usually, as a rule, have very much black sand content to it. Side pan here just to get it clear and see. Like I said, that's wet, so that might well have picked up some gold, because the last stuff that I did that wet with, it got a couple of pretty good sized pieces of gold out of it. Let's try this stuff that's still all dry. Yeah, that's matted pretty solidly there. All right, we'll take that out. I mean, that's about not too much, but still a little better to have it out of the way, I think. So we'll, I guess we'll probably go ahead and pause this, because this is just going to be fine stuff to try to get down to. I'll come back whenever we got something through this. Well, all right, I've gotten down to almost the bottom of this pan, this first pan. The little pebbles and the black sand, I saw a little flake of gold right like that showing up on the corner there. So I figured it was time to turn the camera on. Move some of those little big pieces out of the way there. Let's put it in some clean water. Of course, I always put some jet dry in my water bottle as well, to make sure I don't get diluted. Have floating gold. Alright, we got a lot of little pebbles in here. Let's see if we can get something tapped over to the side. Let's see what. Ooh, I was tapping it the other way, but or it's just a long line. But yeah, that's looking like a nice little bit of gold there. And that's not little fine stuff. I mean, that's some nice good sized little flat flakes showing up there with the fine stuff. And that's a nice little picker there that's rounded, and it's got some contours and stuff on it. That's pretty. All right. So all right, well, that's our first take on the first. I think we've probably got one, maybe 1.5 left to do it. I'm gonna go back through this and double check it, but yeah, not a bad start for the below spot. I'm not even sure what below spot means. I'm assuming it means you'll get a little extra gold for the price of whatever it was that day over a gram, because the price doesn't change. It's always the same price for the bag. So, but I don't know. That's why I'm doing this, just to compare and see what the difference is. So I'll be back. Alright, I'm back down to the bottom of the last of the stuff. I just did the rest of it together in this pan. It wasn't that much. It was a small bag, and you saw how much of it was fillers, so it was 2 pans of dirt. Not heavy, not even heavy full pans, so. But I saw some starting to show through there. Like right there, it's looking. That's not little. There was when I went through the bottom of that last pan, that first pan that I just did. There was some pretty fine little pieces there still in the silt when I went back through it. That, like I said, you just don't usually associate with GoldBay very much. Those really smaller mesh sizes. All right. Pebbles out of the way. Alright, that should be as low as we need to go. There should be a pretty good amount of gold in here for a 1 gram minimum. That last batch would look like it was probably close to 5 or 6 tenths in that, just in that one pan. So this, there we go, shows up very nicely, but you can see all these little flakes that stream out from it. That fine sand, a little bit there, so we'll go ahead and get that sucked out. I would say that, yeah, it's spitting back out. But yeah, I'd say we are pretty close right there to being on our little over a gram mark. So I'm going to hit the tailings again. I mean, hit the tailings and go back through all this, just because we always do. It's not that much. Well, wait a second. I'll be back. I'm jumping ahead. Actually, I killed this pan a little early because there is, you can see right there, from after all that I'd cleaned out, there's still quite a bit of really fine gold in there. So that's like I said, that's pretty cool. It's a different thing than what I'm spitting it on the pan. Not that I've done but a couple bags of GoldBay dirt now, but I've watched a lot of reviews on them and seen all the different varieties, different size bags and typical returns and stuff like that. So like I said, on that first bag I did from them, I was kind of surprised because I got 1.03 grams on a 1 gram guaranteed bag, but most reviews I've seen, that's usually you're getting 1.10, 1.15 on your gram. So that was like one of the lower gold returns that I've seen on there, off of their 1 grams and such bags. So I guess it just makes it, all bags are different. You never know. So like I said, this one looks like it's got a pretty good amount over, but it's supposed to, because it's the over spot. So, but I just wanted to come back and show that a lot more of it got past me there than it looked like. So, all right, it's time to pour it out and see what we ended up with here. Let's transfer some of this water out of here first. Make sure there's no gold passing through. Boy, it sure feels and sounds heavy. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good amount of gold there, I would say. And a big pebble. How did I get that giant rock in there? All right, well, there's a pretty sight of GoldBay, less than spot, 1 gram guaranteed. Moving around, and like I said, it is. I was expecting a lot more fine gold than those are some nice little pickers, easily picked up, and quite a few of them. And then some flat, and then some really finer up in the top. So a really nice variety. If you had broken this down into all the different classifications, you'd have found gold in every size. So that always makes it fun whenever you can, when you're not just getting the standard size gold from one classification and then nothing in the rest of them. So yeah, so I'm going to clean that up nice, go back through the tailings, go through the a little bit of magnets there, just because I did suck it up wet, so it could have some particles in it, and then we'll go back and tally it up. Well, all right, I went through my tailings. I had absolutely zero of any kind of flakes or anything missed, so this is our total gold that we saw when we got done. So let's put it on the scale here and see what it comes out to. Set it on here and zero that out. We're going to pour it into the paper before we try to hit the pan, just because I think I don't want to risk any pieces bouncing off. Oh, some still bounced off of it right there. A little flake. Alright. Let's put it on the scale here and see what we get. And once again, I mean, we are right dead on the money. 1.1. So we did get our 1 gram, but I don't understand what the below spot part comes in, because I would expect this to be more gold, than, like I said, the price doesn't change, so I would think that the gold amount should change, but it seems that we stay with the same, I don't know. This is less than I got on the other one, was 1.3. So I'm wondering if this, no, it doesn't make any difference. It's still 1.1. It's holding. I'm moving it around just to see if it makes any difference. But it's some pretty pieces of gold though, for sure. And I've got my minimum. So let me run some numbers through this. I still think it looks prettier on the, well, that's a wet piece of paper now, on the white than it does on the silver. But yeah, I went through this meticulously to get all the black sand out. Even used my magnet on the bottom of my plastic bottle to make sure that I got the excess magnetics out of it. So yeah, I think it shows up prettier on the white. So move that over. I can set this here, and I will run some numbers and see it's still got some of that. That was what was surprising about this stuff, was the amount of super fine gold that was in this batch. So you can still see I've got some black sand, even with all that fine hematite. There was a lot of hematite in there, not necessarily magnetic, but pretty, Erwin, leave it alone. My Black Panther's in there. Found him a sack in a box, so that means yes. But yeah, so it really is pretty gold, and I'm going to, like I said, crunch some numbers, and I'll be right back. All right. Well, I've run my totals, and for this bag of less than spot gold, I paid, like I said, $117.95 for the double, for the 2-bag combo, so it came out to $59 a bag. Today at the price, the day that I bought it, the price was $57.52 worth of gold that we got back here with 1.1 grams, which is a 97% ROI on a bag you paid $59 for. But on the price of gold for today, that it is today that I'm doing it, is actually $61.36 worth of gold here at today's price, which gives me a 104% ROI on this bag. So if I put them both together, combine them, I got 1.03 on the chunky bag and 1.01 grams on this one, which gives me a total of $123.93 when I spent $117.95, and that's a 106% ROI. So that's any way you cut it, it's a good return and a good batch of gold and nice variety of sizes. So I'm thinking I'd like to see if there's any difference. We're going to scoot this over carefully. Try not to gimp it up. And we're going to see how that one looks compared to the chunky gold that I got from the other bag. Let's see if we can see if there's really much of a difference in it, which I think there is, just from seeing it the first time looking at it, because it had so much like almost like a filigree look to it on the contours of the gold, the pieces. Like I said, there was one piece that was kind of curved, looked almost like it had that piece there, right there, I believe it is. It has almost a trough. Yeah, see, it looks like a little trough in it there where it's bent around the edges. So, but I mean, it's both of it's pretty shiny, clean, gold. So that's the chunky gold there, and that is our less than spot gold over here. And yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing much difference. I think the chunky, you can see, it's got a little bit more, like I said, character, contours to it and stuff. It looks a little bit, whereas opposed to the less than spot is maybe a little bit less. I don't know. It looks pretty close though to me. Definitely more fine stuff in the less than spot. But let's see, get that back out of there. So, but like I said, it's all going in the same vial for the GoldBay gold. So I'm gonna count that. And I have to say, it was a fun bag to do. It didn't take long. It went pretty quick, but it wasn't very big. So, and like I said, that's a discontinued item now, so you can't get that anymore. But they do still have. I'd like to get some of their. They got wire gold. It's that red clay, and it's like $90 for a guaranteed 1 gram bag. But for that kind of specimen gold, I think it would be pretty cool to have. I don't know. I will be getting some of that sometime. But that wraps up the double part 2 combo bag from GoldBay. So I'm real happy with the results, and I thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. And until the next time, I'm Bayou Gold Guy, and coming to you from South Louisiana, where the gold hub is now. Thanks for watching.